This short training program is designed to review some basic safety policies and procedures you'll be using while working at our job sites. The most important thing to remember is that you are responsible for safety and health. We can provide a safe and healthful work environment, the equipment and materials, but it's up to each individual to work and act safely on the job. We don't have any job that can't be performed in a safe and healthful manner. If it's unsafe to do, don't do it. That's our policy. Okay, let's look at some basic safety guidelines for each person on our job sites. Report to work rested, alert, and ready to give your undivided attention to the job. Wear proper footwear, such as boots with non-slippery soles and heels. Be sure your boot laces are tied properly and won't cause tripping hazards. Wear appropriate clothing. Head protection from falling items is provided by hard hats. Don't modify your hard hat by cutting air holes in them. This causes a weakness in the design of the hat and could be hazardous. Regardless of who provides the hand or power tools you use, all tools must be in good, serviceable condition. If a tool is broken or is hazardous, don't use it until it's repaired or replaced. Alcohol or drugs on any job site is prohibited, as is the residual effects of these substances from off-duty use. A person using alcohol or drugs is impaired to varying degrees. In the construction industry, even minor impairment can result in an accident. One of the most important responsibilities for accident prevention is to use common sense and think about the job you're performing before you begin the job. The vast majority of accidents and injuries in the workplace is the result of unsafe acts of employees. Not watching where you're going, taking chances, not following the rules, or just plain negligence. It's up to each individual to think about safety and to perform every job in a safe and healthy manner. No horseplay, practical jokes, or tampering with other workers' tools and equipment. Construction work is serious business, and safety is a very important part of your job. On every job site, we have first aid equipment, so if you experience an injury, report it to your foreman so medical care can be provided. Report all accidents and injuries when they occur, so we may take steps to see the same accident doesn't occur again. If you have any questions about anything, ask your foreman or job site superintendent. If you see a hazardous or potential problem, report it to your foreman. It's everyone's responsibility, so report any hazard. It's much better to correct the hazard before it becomes an accident. One thing we've learned over the years, housekeeping is critical. If you have a sloppy job site, you create hazards. These hazards are invitations to injury. Keep your work area neat, clean, and organized as much as possible. When you finish a job, clean up the area. If you see lumber with nails in it, hammer the nails down to prevent a foot injury. Paper bags, debris, and other hazards should be cleaned up as quickly as possible. Put tools and other equipment in its proper place. You may be using electrical power tools and equipment. Inspect the equipment every day before you use it. Inspect saws to make sure the guards are in place and functioning properly. Never tie back or render any guard unserviceable. Guards are for your protection. Inspect all electrical cords, plugs, and cables for frays, cracks, or cuts. An electrical cord may not be repaired by electrical tape. The cord must be replaced. There are basically two types of shock protection for electrical tools. One is the grounded system, which means the third prong on the plug is a ground. There is a ground wire that leads from the tool to the ground prong, and when the plug is inserted into an electrical receptacle, the prong plugs into the ground wire leading to earth. This is your protection from shock in the event something malfunctions in the electrical tool. If the ground wire is cut or the ground prong is broken off, you have no protection. The second type of protection is provided by double insulation inside a tool that has a double insulation stamped on the tool by the manufacturer. This stamp tells you the inside parts are insulated, and this is your protection from shock hazards. With double insulated tools, you don't need the grounded type plug. Ground fault circuit interrupters are also used to shut off the electrical power in the event of a tool or system malfunction. Regardless of the type of shock protection you use, it will do no good in and around water or other liquids. Even perspiration on your hands can become hazardous when using electrical tools. Don't use any electrical tools in a wet environment, and certainly never allow electrical cords, plugs, or cables to get wet or lay in water or other liquids. Everyone has used ladders on the job site and at home. There are many rules about ladders, but let's just review a few of the more important safeguards when using any type of ladder. Be sure the ground or floor surface is stable and will support the ladder and load. Of course, inspect the ladder to make sure it's in good condition without defects. When using ladders, make sure it's the right ladder for the job and that your hands and footwear aren't slippery. Check the rungs to make sure they're not slippery either. When going up or down a ladder, hold the outside rails with both hands. Hoist tools and other equipment to the work area, but don't try to carry them up or down the ladder. Never lean the middle of your body outside the ladder rails. When you lean past your belt buckle, the center of gravity is shifted and you can cause the ladder to fall. When you use a straight ladder, use the 4-to-1 rule. For every 4 feet in height, move the ladder from the base of the support out 1 foot from vertical. It's called the 4-to-1 rule. If you have a 12-foot ladder, place it about 3 feet from the vertical support. Make sure the ladder feet or spikes are in good condition and working properly. When you must step off a straight ladder, the ladder height must extend 36 inches above the support. This gives you a good handhold to get on and off the roof or other type of landing. It's a good idea to tie off the ladder at the support section to prevent the ladder from slipping. If you use step ladders, never stand on the top 2 steps. When you step on the top 2 steps, the center of gravity is shifted and the ladder can easily tip over. Don't use any ladder that's not in good condition. Naturally, metal ladders are good electrical conductors, so don't use metal ladders on or near electrical equipment.